Hi there guys, welcome to issue number 69. So today we've got a Plague Marine champion, and some of you guys couldn't wait to tell me that his little Nurgle friendling, his little Nurgling friend there, it's called the Sassy Nurgling. Now, let's have a look at what we've got this week. In this issue, your Plague Marines get reinforced with a new Plague Marine champion to lead them into battle. Because the Death Guard respects strength and toughness, Plague Marine champions are typically the mightiest of their brothers. They seek to gain the favour of Nurgle and their commanders through the strength and brute force in battle. Though you have a few champion models in your collection already, having more of them allows you to use multiple small units of Plague Marines to full effect, since you'll want to include these powerful warriors in each unit. Happy hobbying. So today we've got Dark Angel Successors, the Astra Militarum, we'll have a look at that, and we've got a showcase for them as well. Then we've got the INDOMITUS Crusade, 40k history 13. Then we've got EPIDEMIUS, learn about the Nurgle's chosen talisman, the demon EPIDEMIUS. Then we've got Legacy of Secrecy, so that's another Space Marine chapter. The timeline of the Dark Angels continues after the Great Rift. Then how to build our champion, how to paint him. And in mission 53, Outflanked, an exciting new mission in which the Death Guard must fight their way through the Space Marine lines. Okay, so let's have a little look here at the Dark Angels. The gene seed of Lion L. Johnson has been used to create several successor chapters to the Dark Angels. Together, the Dark Angels and their successors are known as the Unforgiven. As the 41st millennium draws to a close, several Primaris successors have joined their ranks. So we've got the Angels of Redemption, Angels of Absolution, Angels of Vengeance, and the Blades of Vengeance. The Consecrators, Disciples of Caliban, Angels of Defiance, and Guardians of the Covenant. Okay, then we move on to Astra Militarum. The Astra Militarum forms the backbone of the Imperium's armies, made up of billions of human soldiers and legions of armour and artillery. It fights a never-ending battle for the survival of mankind. So that's cool. So here's a few of the different types, and I'll just go through them quickly. Cadian Shock Troopers, Cadian Jungle Fighters, Valhallan Ice Warrior, Death Corps of Krieg, Vostroyan Firstborn, Armageddon Steel Legion, Talon Desert Raider, and Mordian Iron Guard. It goes on about the humble Lasgun. What the Lasgun lacks in power and accuracy, it makes up for in reliability. Astra Militarum soldiers quickly come to love their service weapon for more often than not. It is all that stands between them and a gruesome, untimely death. Then it's got a bit about the Lehman Russ. Named for the Primarch of the Space Wolves, Lehman Russ battle tank has served the Imperium reliably for thousands of years. Many variants of this war machine exist, each designed to fulfill a different battlefield role. Okay, and it's got some details there. Then we've got their showcase. Nothing of note to see here. Cadian Colour Sergeant Jaran Kell and a few others. And then some more of the infantry there. Sniper, nice. Okay. Next we're on to the Indomitus Crusade. The Indomitus Crusade is the greatest military offensive by the Imperium of mankind in over 10,000 years. It is a counter-attack that has been launched across hundreds of war fronts, intended to drive back anarchy and restore order to the galaxy at the point of a sword. Which is very interesting. Then we've got Epidemius. Carried into battle atop a mound of screeching Nurglings, Epidemius moves amongst Nurgle's demonic legions, keeping count of many diseases, poxes and afflictions released into the galaxy by his master's hand. It is a never-ending task for Nurgle's legions to spread new diseases by the day. Okay, so that's cool. And he looks awesome there, sat on top of all his little Nurgling buddies there. Then we've got Space Marine Chapters 5.2, Legacy of Secrecy. With the opening of the Great Rift, sightings of the Fallen become ever more common. Thankfully, the Dark Angel receive reinforcements in the shape of Primaris Space Marines. Then it goes through the Massacre at Darkmoor, the Primarch Summit, the Dark Imperium, Warzone Stygius, Inner Tribulations, and the Darkest Angels. Then we've got how to build our Plague Marine champion. And then we've got the paint guide, which today consists of 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. And then we move on to our mission 53, parole duty. Kendris has changed hands several times during the course of the fighting on Corvon 2. With the fighting at a standstill, the streets are now filled with the walking dead. On the outskirts of the city, the Space Marines man makeshift roadblocks, blasting any of the infected that gets too close. The Death Guard, meanwhile, have been suspiciously quiet. Unbeknownst to the Ultramarines, though, they have not been idle. Thanks to their cultist allies, the Death Guard have located a secret route out of the city and outflanked their enemies. They aim to smash the roadblock to pieces, slay the defenders, and unleash the Poxwalker horde. The Death Guard, having stalked through the ruins for many long hours, are finally upon the Ultramarines' positions. Ultramarine patrols have raised the alarm, but will the Ultramarines have time to mount a defence? Okay, so this is the mission, outflanked. With the Space Marines' attention focused on protecting the roadway, the Death Guard forces managed to outflank them and are heading towards the fortified roadblocks. The Death Guard must make the most of their surprise attack before the Space Marines' reinforcements arrive. So this mission is designed to be played on 3 battle mats. Place your battle mats as shown above, using the sides without printing terrain features. Create the battlefield by placing terrain on the mats in an agreed manner. If you need help placing the terrain, use tutorial 21, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the armies are basically a maximum power rating of 40 with 3 command points each. The deployments are: the Space Marine player deploys one of their battle line units, a unit with this symbol on their datasheet, so that's like the yellow triangle, in their deployment zone. The Death Guard deploys all of their units. At the end of the Space Marine player's first movement phase, their remaining units will move onto the battlefield mat from the Space Marines player's mat edge. Death Guard player takes the first turn. So the victory conditions are: Death Guard score 2 victory points for each unit at the end of the game in the objective zone, which is here. If you kill the enemy warlord, you get a victory point. The Space Marines score 1 victory point for each enemy unit they eliminate. And the game lasts for 5 battle rounds. Okay, and that's that. So, a decent issue there. Not bad at all. Let's make this up in a second, but before we do that, let's take a look at our next conquest. So next week, we've got more paint. Cadian Flesh Tone and White Scar. Boring. And then the following week, we've got this lovely Sector Mechanicus crane, which I'm very much looking forward to. Okay, let's take a look at our model. Okay, let's take a look. So, here we go. So there's our little sassy Nurgling there, looking pretty cool. Got another Nurgling which sits sort of between his shoulder pad and horn, which is nice. And he's all round a very nice model. So there was an option of heads. I opted for the non kind of face one, only because I'm a very lazy painter. But there you go. So yeah, very nice model today. So I will see you next week. In the meantime, I've got a review of the Tome of Champions for Warcry that's going to be following up either today or tomorrow. And I reviewed that the other day. I didn't feel like I did it justice, so I re-reviewed it. So that'll be a good review. But if you want to see that, that'll be up very, very soon. But I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you next week for issue number 70. Thanks a lot. See ya.